allowing an application of suction to be granted entertained by Court of Appeal, an application for stay of execution of judgment of criminal matters. It has never happened, and that's why they find it very difficult, and they have no laws, authorities, or even such to rely upon in obtaining that order. Because an order of stay is only permissible, grantable in civil matters, not in criminal matters, or in situations where someone has been convicted of and sentenced to death. But once an order of discharge and acquittal, like in this case, but what was granted in Nnamdi Kanu's case is more than order of acquittal. The citizen will walk out of the court a free person. Using detention, the person will be released immediately. And also be reminded that Court of Appeal also made an order for him to be released unconditionally. So the order today, saying the execution of judgment of Court of Appeal was not founded on law, was not founded on settled law or any legal jurisprudence. It's an application predicated on civil authorities, civil decisions of the Supreme Court. Decisions. But we cannot fight them. It has never happened before. Criminal jurisprudence in this country, it has never happened before. This is the first time we are seeing where a citizen is granted, is discharged by the order of court, prohibited from being detained or tried in any court on any allegations or indictment. Then an order saying the execution of that order is made. It has never happened before. We cannot fight them. With great respect to the Justice Court of Appeal that granted that order, we went to Supreme Court. We filed an application, we filed an appeal against that order. So apparently, we have two appeals coming up for determination on 14th, hearing on 14th of September 2023. Appeal against the judgment of Court of Appeal, and also appeal we file the order staying in the execution of Court of Appeal, because that decision cannot stand in the face of law. However, when it's not founded in law, founded in legal jurisprudence, it's an order founded on civil jurisprudence, civil decisions of the Supreme Court. So that's why we are today. Apart from this, we also have other matters pending in High Court, in Federal High Court, like one is coming up next week for judgment. An application we filed last year by our lead counsel, Professor Michael Zekomese, also, which seeking for an order of mandamus to compel the SSS to allow Mazi Nnamdi Kanu access to the medical doctors, and also avail of medical records and other. So the application has been entertained on the merit, and it's coming up for hearing on next week, Thursday. So what's at best I can tell you that Nnamdi Kanu is being today unconditionally detained in custody of SSS in a solitary confinement, because there's no, as far as I'm concerned, that order which discharge him and comes to further detention and trial before any court has not got by a Supreme Court. The order is still effective until when it's set aside. So his further detention today in the custody of the SSS in solitary confinement is unconstitutional, illegal, and oppressive. So, and of course, the system, we operate a system that have no respect for rule of law. It's our thinking that the new government in power should have done the needful by giving directive that this judgment must be obeyed immediately without wasting time. So, but we are hopeful, and also we believe that court will do justice to the case. Thank you.
All right, there are also the arguments that Nnamdi Kanu also has some other cases at the Federal High Courts. Can you probably shed light on that? Beyond the one you people filed, the government is claiming.
We have two subsistent today before the Federal High Court. One on order of management of judgment. The second, an order. And a written summon application we have got to interpret 11 sections of the domestic and international laws which the federal government violated in the course of his criminal abduction in Kenya and the extradition to Nigeria. And incidentally, the application was filed before the judgment of Court of Appeal was delivered on October 13th. So the 4 fundamental issues, questions were raising for termination by the prior High Court had been taken care of by the Judgment of Appeal in principle. So we are just there for the court to grant our release. When you set out questions for court to determine, then once that is determined the positive, the court will proceed to grant your release. So in this case, the questions were asking the court to determine, as they are pointing out, they violated in the course of his abduction in Kenya and the extradition to Nigeria has been effectively determined by the Judgment of Appeal delivered on October 13, 2022. So what we are there now is for the court to proceed, because that judgment is binding on the Federal High Court. It's for court to proceed to grant the relief sought for, and it's coming up on October 25th for hearing. So,
all right, there are those who have argued, I don't know rightly or wrongly, that probably the release of Nnamdi Kanu to the southeast. What's your take on that?
Sure. Because it's so the continued detention of Nnamdi Kanu marks of grave injustice to the people of Southeast. As you are fully aware, Nnamdi Kanu has never committed any offense not too long. So he's merely advocating his right to self-determination. And that's why you can see that the federal government has been running from pillar to pole before we went to Court of Appeal, seeking for amending charges against him from 1 count, from 5 count to 7 count, from 7 count to 11 count, from 11 count to 15 count, and at the end of the day, the entire charge has been dismissed by the Court of Appeal because the charge has he cannot stand on the face of law. There's no proof evidence attached to it, so they have nothing against him because he's operating within the constitutional band, his right of right to self-determination, which is an inalienable right. So his abduction in Kenya and consequent extradition to Nigeria provoke serious protests in the southeast. People who have been sidelined have been treated like slaves in the scheme of things in this federation. We are today being treated like third-class citizens in the country. They have no regard for the people of the southeast. So, and it's only the mouthpiece of the people. Nnamdi Kanu is the only person who can say the truth to the authority without minding us God. So he has not done wrong. He has never committed an offense into so doing. Because if I committed an offense so doing, we have been the charge prepared against him. We have disclosed such. There's no offense in law he has committed. So, however, we are of course we are aware that our people are in with predicament today, and of course you must have been aware that he has a threatening health status. He has been having serious medical condition which has not been effectively tackled in the custody of the SS where he's been incarcerated today. So, and they are privy to these informations, and they are privy to this ordeal, so they are not happy. And though of course you are aware that some characters will take advantage of that situation to be unleashing mayhem on the peaceful people of the southeast. So that's what's playing out now. Of course, I will get into that because I need people to understand the background, how it started, and how it metamorphosed to where we are today. And people should also be properly informed to know that I love the clips you just played shortly before the program starts, because people position when it comes to the criminal activities going on in the southeast today, and also before he was abducted and his present position, and that which we played probably a while ago. It was what he said in open court and presently on 19th of June 2021, and spent 8 days dedicated to all forms of beating and inhuman treatment in Kenya. So before he was extradition to Nigeria on 8 days after. So taken to court in Nigeria on 29th of June, without reference to us, we are not notified about his presence in court, about the fact that he's being brought to court on that day. So he was taken to court, wherein the court reminded him in custody. So then our people protested about the treatment made out to him, about the manner in which he was treated. So an announcement was made for start home by the IPOB leadership, So, and that was observed by entire people of the South. They observe it wholeheartedly because in sympathy and in solidarity with them. So, few days after, about on the Monday, after 3 days after, kind of instructed Nnamdi Kanu. I want to be quoted clearly to them. It's specifically a partnership to call off this at home, because you understand that it's working a great injustice against our people, and if it's not well managed, some elements will take advantage of that to cause problem, which is what is playing out now. So, and they obeyed him and called off this at home. But however, there are things that had happened before then. There are people that are clear of usurping the powers which you don't have. So it has an advantage of an opportunity to launch their malfeasance into limelight. But I'm not saying they're launching themselves, they're launching their criminal activities into the limelight. So they use the opportunity, aided by those who are supposed to understand the plight of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, aided them in going ahead to declare incidents at home. They will sleep and wake up the following morning and say that today it's at home. So, and he is getting this briefings on a daily basis. Getting it, and when it has gotten to a level that he will speak out. On June 28th, he came out to say those things. And he can also observe that he was not happy when he was saying it. And he was not told to say it. He was not told to say it. He saw the opportunity. He now passed that message to the people to understand that it's all part of them and they're not working for him, because Nnamdi Kanu is a peaceful person and run a peaceful global movement. So, and they continue to exploit it. Now, I will say this to you: what's happening in the Southeast on account of incidents as from being is aided by Nigerian security agents, because what is playing out there, tell me they're not having this intelligence about, and I can assure you, you're into media, the press, they have not rose to condemn the activities announcement, not one day. Now, it was a script which is targeted towards blackmailing this global peaceful movement. Cohort with, in parentheses, in bracket, international community. Sometime in March last year, this point clear. In March last year, that was precisely on March. Oh yes, March last 2023. This year, the Global Terrorism Index made a publication classifying IPOB as a dangerous group. IPOB has before then making publications distancing themselves from the activities, from heinous activities of Simon Ekpan Group, who are purporting to be acting from Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB. Before then, he baptized himself as Nnamdi Kanu said. From there, metamorphosed into spokesperson for IPOB. From the when it became clear to him that IPOB has neutralized that position, he now arrogated himself the position of Prime Minister of Biafra, the Biafran government in exile, so to enable him to continue. But in actual fact, he's not working for Nnamdi Kanu. I know why I'm being this detail. So why they issued this publication, and I immediately issued a rejoinder on 16th of March 2023, detailing the activities of Simon Ekpan Group and criminal grants, and also pointing to the fact that IPOB as a peaceful global movement have distanced themselves in various publication, and also volunteer to assist the security agents in fixing all these criminal elements. These are not something the word of mouth is containing their various publication, which I will not mention the dates it's done. So on March 17th, IPOB also And opposed to this, a letter was sent to government debt institution requesting for them to retract immediately investigation of the complaint and submission by IPOB and my humble self as right to IPOB. On 27th of March, the action retracting that classification. I'm talking about Global Terrorism Index. They retracted that complication. Now, IPOB made a publication 21 distancing themselves from activities who hijacked the process, probably who saw the gap created by the temporary Nnamdi Kanu, probably Nnamdi Kanu's intention to killing people having this of March 2022, publication on 6th of 2023, primary publication by 29th, primary publication on 17th of April 2023, and 3rd July 2023. These are different publications from IPOB as a peaceful global movement, distancing themselves from the activities of Simon Ekpa, and also indicting Nigerian security agents in there. But you can tell me also with a friend of mine who lost a young sister during when he was during childbirth, asking him whether he was. He said, "Okay, let me tell you something. That my younger sister's body is in the mortuary. That they are negotiating. That the in-law is negotiating with the de facto government in power in Imo State. You know what I mean by de facto government? People who are in charge of certain places. Because some part of Imo State,
not state actors.
Yeah, some ceded to this criminal element. They can't tell you this. They're negotiating with them to agree on a date and time for the burial. But otherwise, you can't come there. That's direct on the ground. You can't come there. And you won't tell me that state government is not away. And you won't tell me that Nigerian security agents are away. Fine. Thousands of members of IPOB. You know, some people that have nothing elements. They will go to their houses in the weird night of hours. You won't see them again. I also issued publication because Nnamdi Kanu mandated me this publication. Tonight is lawyer and lawyer to IPOB. I issued this publication distancing the activities of Simon Ekpa from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. These publications were dated 1st of October 2022. Another one was issued on 10th of November 2022. Another one was issued on 17th of November 2022. Another one was issued on 20th of November 2022. Then on Biafra on 5th of December, I was granted a 4-hour 30-minute interview wherein I discussed a number of issues. I took time in Igbo language to educate our people what Nnamdi Kanu stand for. And tell the messages from Nnamdi Kanu, convey the message from Nnamdi Kanu that we should stop listening to someone who is advocating violence. That's all working for him. Then the person gave them timeline within which Biafra will come. He said the person, Simon Ekpa, told them that Biafra will come in next day and it will have about 158 days or thereabout. And I said, Igbos are gifted. They are full of wisdom. Can't you make use of that number 6? How can you believe that someone who said is working for the release of Nnamdi Kanu is not giving you time? Biafra will come. He's not talking about his release. He's talking about when Biafra will come. I also proceeded to tell them that he has already sent the warships which has been exported to Nigeria, and probably then at the time we discussed time the program was going on, that they are being sighted along the Benue River, Niger and all that. I said, what are you listening to? These are cardinal points I was able to identify for them. I said, this can't happen, it's not happening. Why it's something days narratives? When it's no worship, no worship. So time to make use of initiatives. We are talking about Nnamdi Kanu's release. Government is running from pillar to post. They cannot help it. Because I know come soon, They have no option than to release. You know, it's by his side. They cannot deter him beyond point. They are dragging their feet. There's a limit to which they can go. I want to be quoted today very clearly. Nnamdi Kanu, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, gave specific instruction to someone close to him. I don't know, mention it. In fact, him to file in Finland. And the feedback he got from them was that action has been filed. The feedback he got from them that was that action has been filed. To file action against Simon Ekpa on his activities in the southeast. On his behalf, they should file. He gave that instruction. The feedback Nnamdi Kanu was that action. But in fact, nothing has been done. Another I know he will be out soon. And when he come out, everything will be in the open. Now, for those who are sent to that part of Legion of Badwagos, let me say this to you. I am IPOB lead counsel today. I've been handling today, we have over 1,000 cases across the various courts in the southeast in Nigeria, in Abuja here too. We're defending IPOB and members of IPOB. When this element started, it is time for us to, because once they arrested, deviant groups, when they arrested who are working with Simon Ekpa, and once they arrested and probably then either the police station, SSS, or they write their members of IPOB. They belong to IPOB, yes, you're members of IPOB. Now the leadership now have started profiling. Once you call me or probably send the message to my office, that you're in detention and this, I said, please, back to the leadership. I am not a liar. Today, by that strategy they introduced, we have them in their thousands in prison custody and police detention facilities without nobody asking for their whereabouts. Because Simon Ekpa is giving them directive on what to do. I hope I'm making sense. There are many of them in their detention facilities without somebody asking them what is happening. How can we get you out? Because some of them may have been either arrested in the course of it, which have been by leadership of IPOB and they will sleep in Finland and I don't understand how it's for the 2 weeks.
Do you think is responsible for Simon Ekpa almost a day? You would have thought that government should applaud the diplomatic channel in going after Simon Ekpa. That seems to be enjoying himself.
It's simple. Why it appears not that he's having a field day. He's not having a field day. It appears that he's having a field day in the eyes of people who don't understand what's happening in the secrets. Is that the government is sending them people in the southeast today.
That's allegedly. There are no evidence.
To say that aiding them.
If I have the evidence with me, then I can give
evidence. So why I'm saying that government is aiding them, not the Nigerian security agents aiding them. No, I'm saying that they have every intel. They have intel and they disclose that about the workings of Simon Ekpa and his group, including communications, including directives they are given to them in their concert, in their position today. Tell me what they've done. Now let me tell you what's happening. I've mentioned the number of days, the length of the number of days that you'll be publicly issued statement distancing the global movement from the activity Simon Ekpa. I've mentioned it here, right? Now, what they've indulged in doing now is that those people, those criminal elements, wherever they are, they find themselves, they'll go and procure IPOB insignias, like flags, like probably what do you call it, like flags and
flags,
anything. So when they are seen, probably when they are caught, the security agents will come and tell the world that this. So driving home point that these people are IPOB. But thankfully today, we have been mainstream media maybe rise, who have come to reality that look, these are not IPOB. They call them by their proper names. Who are not this, and these people, we can be able to deal with them. But once you know that these people are not this, you are molding them up together. It's because you want to portray IPOB in the bad light before the international community, when in fact there are not people who are doing that. They have all it takes to arrest them. They have all it takes to stop it. But because of what something happened, they want on their rights to continue. So that I believe, strongly believe that it will soon be a thing of the past.
All right, maybe we need to pause now and also listen to our listeners so that they can also share their thoughts. Maybe along the line you will have cause to respond to some of the reactions coming from our listeners. All right, you can join us 0817 8000 That's the number to call, 0817 8000 You can also send us messages on WhatsApp, 60 seconds, so that we can accommodate a lot of persons. Hello, good morning. Morning.
I want to ask you a question, sir. As a lawyer, the chief of army staff has given everything on the now. So what is your day? I hope many of you from Southeast know are working for Simon Pepper. Can you people be really proud? I want you as a lawyer again to inform all your attending people. They should be really satisfied. But it's okay. They should not be paying like the body. Okay. No, you know,
All right, Adeyemi. Thank you, Adeyemi.
Tell you what you want, you can also be careful. The coalition of your boss. You people know those who are supporting it. People really everybody keep quiet. It needs to show them up.
Well, Adeyemi, let's give others a chance. The military, like yours, are saying that the security agencies should do the operations, that they have intel, know what to do. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Victor.
Morning.
Yes, thank you very much. My name is Ola. I'm calling from the central area and also please your guest in the studio. You see, Mr. Victor, we should not continue to behave like the common office in Nigeria. You know, your guest, I'm sorry, seems to be speaking from both types of the how do I mean? He is putting out of the script. He is acting in line with being written by Samuel Epa. You understand? So look, there's another Yoruba that says anyone that is present that is about to report alive should not make a mistake of robbing or the only the gun. To say when you know like there's no discriminated against the people who put that. No, when we're talking about the issue of the kind of democracy we practice, and I think on your guest and I said to people if you invite at least 50% what the African democracy is today, at least I think the better for it. We know that what is land has shaped the man to release. The man was not released. And this is that happened at some point. What the way to seek political solution to it. Let me just quickly and if you allow me to say it. some other forces were trying to kind of unleash it. IPOB came out with what it was, we're not asking anybody to start to go and vote to attack. The children are not for them. So why are they not doing the same thing now? Why are they not doing the same thing? So you know, someone that says that there's no way we won't see to this. I want to thank the elders in the South East for reaching out to the man have been released. Let us bring more that people can talk to. Thank you.
I hope we just open our mind and also listen to him and then understand what he's saying. I hope we do that. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Mr. Victor. I greet you.
Greet you too.
And I greet other listeners. May God bless you and continue to keep you. This is the good man from Google. I greet your guest.
Go ahead, we have less time today because of a lot of people online.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I don't have much to say, but what I'm saying is solution to what is happening in Southeast. One, releasing Nnamdi Kanu and institute dialogue. The other thing that will bring peace in Nigeria is true and physical federalism. That is it. But I don't see all this coming. Let's do the right before, because I see things going out of hand. Not only in Southeast. Let me stop here. Thank you.
Right, thank you. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Victor.
Morning.
My name is GB. This is my guest, Victor. If the National Assembly people be rubber stamp, these people will be plastic stamp. Because the many loan be borrowed, and the many money will be borrowed, and we collect loan and they will prove it. It depends on what you want to use the loan for. The loan from World Bank is what the president has applied for before. Even before this one came $800 million. And World Bank will give it, and they will follow it up. Any money World Bank give to anybody, they don't allow you to fund yourself. They employ consultants, NGO and CSO are involved in it. That data of 8 million people is from World Bank. It's not just from anybody. I can tell you that. I work with World Bank. I have nothing to do with World Bank. Go and make your research. If they give you loan, they don't just give you and turn their back. They follow it up and you are not go there. And issue of Nnamdi Kanu, I don't agree with your case that because some people, government agency are giving them power, whatever. I think they should look inward. The enemy are within. And whatever they are happening outside there is not helping the adventure of Nnamdi Kanu. Let your lawyer get a 3-minute video from Nnamdi Kanu and say all this that this one not working from is not for me. In Igbo language and Indian language. 3 minutes video will solve all this problem. This one that's speaking a mouth speech will not help.
Did you hear? Okay, GB, I played a sound bite from him and he said it that the killings in the Southeast is not supported by him. You didn't hear it. All right. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Victor. My name is
Alaji, good to hear from you. Go ahead.
It's unfortunate our speaker today is talking like if somebody is eating food. It's not very clear. But let me continue. Good morning to our student. I'm thinking of the crisis in Southeast. I want all Nigerians to know that Southeast is part of Nigeria. It's not an independent entity from Nigeria. And so what happens there concerns each and every one of us in this country. So we must all engage in a concerted effort to see how we can get a solution to curb that crisis is happening. My own is that I will not advocate for somebody who engage in what is stable felony to say we release Nnamdi Kanu as it were. Let the necessary legal process. Let us go through all the necessary legal process and see if Nnamdi Kanu is guilty or innocent as it were.
All right, so, thank you. Let's give sir. Good morning.
It's not good.
Good morning. Morning.
Hello, good morning. I want to say this. Ifeanyi Ejiofor is saying that he's bringing the video in the audio message that he said Nnamdi Kanu said that we are for peace. We know that Nnamdi Kanu always advocate for peace. And in a situation you capture person for more than 2 years now, and you are not here to listen. What do you think these people to do? If it is you, if it is your child, what do you think him to do? He will use any means that he know that he can bring his father out to make sure that his father come out. They should listen. After all, come and listen, man. They should listen, man. They should stop all this and they are cutting in the society. So somebody will just come out and start talking what we don't want to hear. They should listen because God has listened. That's what the lawyer of it. Listen, they should stop coming to studio here to talk what we don't want to hear. They should tell him to listen, man. They should listen.
All right, thank you. Hello, good morning.
My name is I'm calling from Adakri. Okay. I want my position would be based on going by our Nigerian law in 2017. The Federal Republic of Nigeria, through the Ministry for Justice, approached a court and designated IPOB as a terrorist organization, and it was approved and gazetted in our law. So as we speak now, going by the Nigerian law, IPOB is a terrorist organization. I recognize that. So having a person, a spokesperson for IPOB is like having a Islam spokesperson or Boko Haram, spokesperson, because they're all designated by our law. I'm speaking Nigerian law. I want to correct.
Yes? Who are you referencing?
That military, they are using, actually the person behind the Titaton in the southeast.
Is that what he said? Is that what he said?
You can repeat back. Yeah,
please listen very well. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning. Let me hear from this. Make your observation. Hello, go ahead. Just Bright, go ahead. Just 60 seconds so I can.
You can see what's happening in Nigeria. The federal government has been releasing designated Boko Haram people free, and they call them repentance. And somebody they kidnapped from Kenya, and the court gave a judgment. Let them release him. He's not being released. I respect our barrister there, Ejiofor, very well. But what I'm advocating is that if you're talking about most of the time, he's talking about someone else. Leave someone else alone. As a lawyer, make sure that you release Nnamdi Kanu. You're not the spokesman of IPOB, but a barrister, an attorney of Nnamdi Kanu. Advocate so that they release him. If the Nigerian brother they are holding, everybody will make sure that his brother is being released from the detention. Let them release Nnamdi Kanu, and let's see whether the peace or the security situation in the southeast will not affect. Release Nnamdi Kanu. This is.
All right, thank you very much. Let's hear you so that I can take the messages. I have quite a number of messages. I hope I'm able to go through them.
Mr. Savik, ordinarily I have been in a position to respond some of the questions. I would say questions or opinions expressed by some persons that called. But I understand that some of them to the interview. That was my previous presentation before calling, and it will be better for them to go back and listen to what I said, because maybe they came along halfway and started giving opinion. What's for? Let me say this to you. Nnamdi Kanu was discharged by order of court, and his further detention and trial prohibited by the Court of Appeal, and court proceeded to direct that he should be released unconditionally. Now, the world is on the know, and we're not sleeping. We're not resting. Also show that it's out. IPOB I say we represent in court. Having said that, let me come into the aspect of prosecution of IPOB. It's important for me to highlight that, and it's it formed part of argument before the Court of Appeal, because we all understand how IPOB was politically prescribed and how the order prescribing IPOB was obtained at the wee hours of the night. So, and we challenge it in Court of Appeal. The appeal against that order prescribing IPOB is effective. It's effective today, since subsisting in court. So they didn't go to rest because they know they are a peaceful movement, and we have the laws and facts before the court to show the court, demonstrate before the court that the prescription was politically motivated. So because between September 10th and 14th, 2017, when Nnamdi Kanu was enjoying bail granted him by the Federal High Court, and getting set. As a matter of fact, we have taken him on pre-trial conference. We are preparing for trial coming up on 14th of on October 14th. 2017. The Nigerian military invaded his premises between 10th and 14th of September. It was more pronounced because we were murdered in a cold blood in an attempt to kill him. This is a person that was scheduled to be in court on October 14th, assuming without considering to the fact that he committed an offense unto law in the course of enjoying this bail. Can't you wait for him to come to court? And this is a person that has publicly stated that is coming to court on October 14th with about 2 million Biafrans. It's on record. He's coming to court. Can't you wait for him to come to court and arrest him, assuming without considering that he committed an offense under the law? In an attempt to assassinate him, to eliminate him, 28 persons were murdered in his home on September 14th, 2017. Narrowly kept by out of providence. Having filed in there to kill Nnamdi Kanu, they quickly rushed to Federal High Court on 17th of October or September to obtain that order prescribing IPOB, and we followed up. We applied before the Federal High Court to get the order as part set aside. Then the court refused. We went to the Court of Appeal. So it's subjudice today, and it's a matter before the Court of Appeal. You cannot effectively pronounce on it because it's a matter. It's matter before the Court of Appeal. So IPOB is today called to the Nigerian bar. So what we are saying today discussing today is about the aim of pursuing for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. Right? To kill, authorize you to kidnap? Does it authorize you to go to school and probably rubbish, go to market and probably molest and kill and arrest and kidnap our people? The answer is no. These are not his ideologies. He never supported it, and he has said it openly. He has said it through me. He has said it through his movement. It's not his movement is a peaceful global movement anchored on law, who are at every point in time operating within the confines of law. Okay, why is it that Global Terrorism Index classified as a dangerous group and retracted it? Why is it? But you are aware that Fulani herdsmen today still occupy a very prominent stage in global index terrorist groups. Of course, you are aware. Has they retracted? The answer is no, because they understand their dangerous activities, which is still ongoing as we see today. Look at what's happening in the Benin State, in Plateau State. People are being killed like fowl on a daily basis. On a daily basis, even as we speak, that's unchecked. So, in effect, he's telling you, you can go about this peacefully. You can go about other ways. They don't believe anybody who is telling you to go and kill, go and do this, go and do that. That is in under the guise of advocating or pushing for his list. He's never supported it. That's why I'm here. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you. Let's just some of the messages that have come in. I just need to go through some of the messages. Time certainly not on our side. I'll go through the messages and then we see what we can do. All right. Wow. All right. Have you heard this Tinubu letter banning cost of governance? I'm seeing this regime as Buhari pro-mass regime. Akamata. Thank you very much, Akamata. Good morning, Mr. Victor. Forget about labor. They are all political jobbers. Mr. Victor, I don't think this country needs any palliative because all the palliative, as a matter of fact, are all scam. Sure P, 18,000 jobs. How did the Sure P go? Who got the jobs? Now 500 billion have been approved for how many people in a country where we don't even know our total population, where Chad and Niger people are also carried as Nigerian people, carry Nigerian passports. How can you be giving 12 million people 8,000? That is like a whole on a daily basis, 8,000 in a month. And who are these 12 million people who are more important than at least not sustainable? You don't go and bring policies from US, UK to execute in Nigeria. We operate on a different pedestal. $70 billion approved, whether allegedly or not, Nigeria and the pandemic. Ron Williams of Dequora fashion. Good morning, Victorious Victor. Please, as we condemn the sit at home in the southeast, we should equally emphasize on the cause of the purported sit at home in the region. We are in a country where an obedience to rule of law by the government is effort in futility. The court has ordered for Nnamdi Kanu to be released by whosoever captured him from Kenya and brought him back to Nigeria. But this court order has not been obeyed till now. Isn't it the government upon government are the cause of insecurity in the southeast? As for southeast governors that has kept on denying this sit at home in the southeast, please ask them why are the government offices, schools are under lock and keys every Monday. They lock everywhere in the government offices and tell the people to go about their normal businesses on Mondays. Then who is fooling who? Let the government release Nnamdi Kanu as ordered by and southeast will die down. Obedient man from NNPC. Good morning, Victor, and our Ebony asks about equivalent restoration from the level of international support so far. That's not what we are doing, please. If the restoration is very unlikely, why not advise Nnamdi Kanu to renounce that struggle in order to secure his possible release ASAP? Edwin from Dade, and your guess if it is true that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu staged his coronation trying to create Biafra nation out of Nigerian legal process. I don't know if it's true or false. That is treason. But if false, the government disobeyed all court orders by making unnecessary. One thing I need is IPOB never carry arms. Please let Eastern elders thank God to give up on the group and embrace peace so that he will be released and peace with Emmanuel from Pape. If it was treason, if he did that, it was treason. They've gone to court, and the court, I think, the court would have stand. In the southeast is pure terrorism. Anyone supporting the so-called IPOB and the mayhem they are trying to unleashing on innocent and law-abiding citizens who are already victims or casualties of poverty, lack of housing and infrastructure. So these elements disguising as freedom fighters should be brought to justice. No sensible individual should just the madness with impunity currently happening in the south. These are terrorists terrorizing the people. The six political zones are not considered recognized. They were politically created by late Sani Abacha for politicians. From Arinze Airport Road, the lawyer there questionably traveled out of Abuja on a day when the court for appeal stayed the judgment he delivered, leaving his clear representation on the said court date. Why? David to back up against Arinze. I don't know. This is the first time I'm getting this Arinze message. Francis Achime. Okay. Good morning, David. I am happy people from that region, the killing that is going on. If it is true that the led government arrest all the guys that are causing problem, peace will return. I strongly believe that they will release Nnamdi Kanu. Right, I wish I could have heard this earlier. I'm sorry, I can't preview the voice note you sent, so I will not be able to play it. All I mean should be okay, should be just like a sister. Okay, Emery, don't worry, I don't need to ban anybody, but I keep on praying that we follow the due process and understanding. Mr. Speaker, sir, have I not been vindicated when I said the enemy of my enemy is my friend? Soon a baby in the womb knows that Simon Ekpa is being allegedly sponsored by persons in government just to give IPO the international community, and also I tell us that the major provocator in the criminality going on in the southeast is the federal government. And unfortunately, the past and present government is simply displaying politics of bitterness and deliberate ploy to underdevelop the southeast, because with unrest in this region, the government in power can easily shut down, using the unrest as an excuse, drinking Panadol for stop criminality, as the government to obey the court order to free Nnamdi Kanu for peace to reign. Finally, I would suggest you invite your guests monthly to brief us of doing to educate the public. Never now, come and pay me. Guests claim Nigerian government have not any official statement or action on the sit at home in the southeast. I want to draw his attention to the meeting of 14 February 2023, where the Minister of Foreign Affairs summoned the Finland ambassador to Nigeria over Simon Ekpa. I also want Mr. Victor to extend invitation to Bandit and Alamin. I think you are driving me too far, and you are consistently giving credence to what people have been saying, and I am gradually losing my patience with you. It's either you are ready to contribute positively or you stay away from the radio station. Please, I don't like situations where people have a closed mind. They don't open their mind to superior argument to reason. You just think you have what you want to say and you reason along that line. This might be my last official warning to you. It's either you choose to listen and contribute positively, or quietly stay away from being part of my show. I don't want to say this, but you've pushed me to say it, and this is the last time I will ever say it again. Next time, your calls and your messages will not be accepted. I give you the last warning. So a word is enough for the wise. I sincerely thank everyone who listen to programs and open their mind to make constructive criticism. There are something I don't understand with people, and it's very unfortunate. And the fact remains that we cannot continue to make the Southeast look as if they are that has happened before now. We have seen people react. Somebody in the fact that interested to the pub, you want to force it on. There have been instances when some groups have taken responsibility for mayhem in some parts of the country, and government refuse and rather choose to say it is A or B that committed that action. Whatever happens in the southeast without investigation will jump to the fact that it's IPOB. That is the why he's here, to try to explain the position of Nnamdi Kanu, the issues around Nnamdi Kanu, and the issue of insecurity in the southeast. Rather than raise positive, objective angles to what he has said, rather we are choosing to remain along the same trajectory that is south, the southeast right. That's what I get from some of you who, for whatever reasons, see it from that perspective. Nobody thinks that Simon Ekpa's consistent attack on the country is underdeveloping Nigeria. It's not about the Southeast alone. Whether you like it or not, they will still survive one way or the other. But all those in the South here, what? Please, let's not push ourselves. Let's not push ourselves through some of these things. We have a question: has it been condemned already? I think the government has this feeling that Southeast failure is their success, but I wish to inform them to rise again. Nikki, thank you very much, Nikki. Anyone liking Mazi Nnamdi Kanu with Simon activities is lower than okay. Machineke, I wouldn't use that word. Okay. Thank you to your guest, Richard. Don't worry, I will deal with that. Okay, my name is David. I am happy people from that region are against the killing that's going on. If it is true, let them help the government arrest all the guys that are causing the problem. Calm down, sir. This problem that we as a country are facing in our country. All right, thank you very much, David. I appreciate you. Seriously out of time. Oh wow, this okay. Somebody sent me a voice note before I said I couldn't listen to the voice note to know. Nigerian government went and kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu in Kenya through a very secret intel. The Southeast governors know that Simon Ekpe is in Finland and they did not send Interpol to arrest him. That means Southeast governors are 100% working with Simon Ekpe. There's an allegation to cause arrest. What a shame. I hope do us a favor, whenever you write, send us your full name and of course your location. Thank you very much. As we okay, so Victor Ejiofor is speaking the mind of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Ekpa is not truly fighting. He's not truly fighting for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Thank you from Machineke. We appreciate you. I think let me just give Ifeanyi just 60 seconds to wrap up on his submission this morning. All right, let's have you wrap up.
Thank you so much, listeners, and particularly Savik, for giving me the platform to speak to the world this morning from this station. I am immensely grateful. I want to use this platform also to call on the federal government to immediately do the needful. This is a court of order, a court order of court of intermediate court in the land. That's Court of Appeal that said release this guy. We're not talking about the charge, and it's important for people to know there is no charge today. There's no charge today hanging on his neck. So the federal government are urging the federal government to immediately release Nnamdi Kanu unconditional as directed by, and there's a limit to which they cannot go. This is a country that pretends to practice constitutional democracy, and in the democratic institution, the rule of law must reign supreme. You must have respect for the rule of law and also respect the laws of the land. So I'm urging the federal government to release him immediately and unconditionally as directed by the court. We're not begging them. It's the court of the land that said it. Ejiofor didn't say that. Neither does the government say that. It's the court of appeal that said release him. And interestingly, it's a unanimous government of the Court of Appeal, delivered by three justices for the Court of Appeal, that said release him unconditionally, don't detain him again, don't try him again. And they found the federal government liable for the grievous violation of the international domestic laws in the manner in which they criminally abducted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in Kenya and they surrendered the decision him to Nigeria. These are what the words of the warden of the court. It was a very strong pronouncement. I immediately listen Mazi Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally and as directed by their court, not the Court of England. Thank you so much and God bless you.
All right, thank you for joining us on the program Situation Report. Really gone way beyond our time. Ifeanyi Ejiofor, a member of the legal team of Nnamdi Kanu, sharing his thoughts on the issues around Nnamdi Kanu and, of course, insecurity in the southeast. Thanks to Marvelous Phillips, who has graciously conceded some of his time for us, to exceeded the time. So I apologize, and of course to Christina, who gave us technical support. I'm Victor Irwele, thanking you, wishing you a pleasant weekend, and of course, as always say, today is a good day. Enjoy your day as Marvelous Phillips takes you around on Morning Drive. Good morning.
(94.7)
It's authoritative, incisive, captivating, and revealing. It's Situation Report on Silverbird's Rhythm 94.7 Abuja, Monday through Friday. Situation Report team in an important discussion of every sector of our national life, from the streets to Aso Rock. Situation Report, touching lives.